week before last Friday, when West Indies made 237 against England. Ailey Matthews made 48, and the rest of the team made 189. I said then, what we want is for the next game that the team played, they should make 189 or more, and whatsoever Ailey Matthews make, it will contribute to the total. Now, in the second match, without Ailey Matthews, we made 222 against England. We lost the third match under Duckworth-Lewis condition. But now, here against South Africa today, we have bowled out South Africa. We have restricted South Africa to 239 in their 50 overs. If the team makes 222, then I'm almost sure that Ailey Matthews will make the rest. Hello everyone, and welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. May I dare say Central and South America also. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to this live watch-along of the West Indies South Africa one-day international match with Kaka with the ball in hand, probably one of the faster women bowler going around. There's a slipper backward pointer cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and a fielder on the fine leg boundary. That's 4 and 2, 6 and 1, 7. So I guess the other one is at backward square leg. Outside the half stump, Ailey Matthews flash at it. It goes through to the keeper and there is no run. So the target is 233. They made 232. I am confident if we approach this in a very sensible way, we can get these runs. So after a series of loss, I'm hoping. We just came from England where somebody pointed out to me yesterday that it's actually 12 love that we got and not 6. Kaka to Matthews, she defends back down the half side of the pitch and there is no run. So the person pointed out to me that we actually got 12 love. The women got 6 and the men got 6. So we got 12 love. So we have been undergoing a series of losses. Hopefully today is the day when we can just turn that around. 233 on a small field, we should be able to get it. We are at home. Kaka passes the umpire ball outside the half stump to Matthews. She cuts and it goes through to the keeper. There's no run. So just under 5 runs per over required, and definitely I do not see any reason why we should not be able to get these runs. It's a very, very hot day in JA. Trust me, it's hot. It's hot. So there's the West Indies playing 11 on the screen. Kaka, the slips goes down. Over the wicket, bowls to Matthews. He plays a forcing shot off the back foot to cover. And once again, there is no run. West Indies yet to get off the mark. They need 233. This is a small total. And so Matthews, Joseph, Grimman, James, Campbell, Taylor, Henry, Glasgow, Alain, Fletcher, and Ramarak. So that's the team that they are playing. Kaka bowls wide outside the half stump to Matthews. Has wide been signal? No. You know yes, wide signal. So West Indies up and running. The umpire that I fear the most in world cricket, because I'm yet to be convinced that this umpire is a supporter of West Indies cricket. I fear them the most, although West Indies cricket, without West Indies cricket, he wouldn't be where he is today. I still don't think he likes West Indies cricket. He's umpiring this match. 1 without loss after 5 deliveries. So that umpire is umpiring this match. And also we have, what's that young lady name again? Piera? Nimali Piera, something like that. She's also umpiring this match. So let's watch Kaka. She comes in now. Over the wicket, bowls to Matthews, who pulls away through mid-wicket. The fielder gives chase. Will it goes into the boundary? Yes, it does. It was short, and Matthews pounced on it and pulled it away down to the deep mid-wicket boundary for 4. West Indies up and running, 6 without loss after 5 deliveries. So Mayers, Joseph, Grimman, James, Campbell, Taylor, Henry, Glasgow, Alain, Fletcher, and Ramarak. And I know that Athena will agree with me that, and I know Athena will be comfortable with this team. Kaka to Matthews, it's like a tennis ball bounce as it goes through to the wicket keeper. Matthews having scored 5 runs out of the over already, and with a required run rate of just about 2.5, 2.63 thereabout, she allows it to go through. Beg your second, please. So 6 without loss. And I'm particularly happy with that team because I'm glad to see after months of talking, they actually play the strongest possible batting team that they have after months of talking. And even Henry is in this team as a batswoman because she never bowled, so she probably was unable to bowl. And it's good to see Ramarak, Fletcher, Alain, Glasgow. Ramarak, Fletcher, Alain, Glasgow. They still play 7 bowlers, but Glasgow is probably one of the better bats based on her performances. Is one of the better batswomen we have going around. So nothing wrong with playing Glasgow. And she is really the second seamer in the team. You have to play the second seamer. You have to play Alain and you have to play Glasgow. If Henry was fit, could bowl, then maybe you still have Glasgow as a batswoman. I do. So finally, we don't have that additional bowler. In the past, they would have Cherry and Fraser and probably leave out Glasgow or Ashwini Munisar and leave out the same Glasgow, And there was no need to play the extra bowler who cannot bat. Glasgow is one of our better batswomen in the team. And so it's good. I have to play Alain, I have to play Fletcher and Ramarak. And so those 3 play themselves. So I have no issue with this playing 11. So I'm finally happy to see that they cut out the slackness and play a proper team. That one turn away through deep square leg by Ailey Matthews. Well, can Quiana Joseph come back for 2? No, she can't. So the score is 9 without loss. Again, though, there's some issues with how the bowlers are bowling. There's some issues. And if you're watching the South Africa innings, you will get the point that I'm making. Let's watch now as Quiana Joseph covers up and plays down the off side of the pitch. De Klerk is the bowler, and there is no run. Once again, we started with Zayda James and Janella Glasgow. As a result, South Africa was able to put on 73 runs for their first wicket. I maintain that we should start in this lovely delivery, seam back into Quiana Joseph. She manages to keep it out. The first wicket fell in the 16th over. In fact, the first 2 wickets were run out. And the first one fell in the 16th over. While Glasgow and Zayda James were about allowed to bowl 8 overs between them up front before Ailey Matthews coming into the attack. She pitched up and she played up to mid-off, and there is no run. And that's where I have my challenges. And I say it already, you know what how I say about it. Ali Alain is our best seamer. she must bowl one of the first 2 overs. She must get the new ball. She's our best seamer. Give her the new ball. When did Ali Alain bowl? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She was our 6th bowler. End up with 2 for 35 from her 8 overs. And look back at the 3 one-day international that we play against England, and you'll see my point. Well, look back at the 3 of them. Are the first 2. The first 2. The third one was a rain interrupted one. I don't remember the exact numbers in the third one, but you can look back at the third one. The first 2. We bowled Zayda James, Cherry and Fraser, Glasgow, Claxton. We bowl all of those bowlers before we bowl our big bowlers. Who gets the wicket? The big bowlers. So I'm always going to have issues with how we are using our bowlers. Kaka to Matthews turn it away to the field at mid-wicket, and there is no run. You know there is no run because it's Quiana Joseph. 9 without loss after 2.1. All right, so let's now say roll. Let's see if West Indies can pull this off. Really would like West Indies to pull this off. Over the wicket bowls, as that one comes back into Matthews, who played it down to mid-on. Wafi, how you doing? You know, generally, I'm going with South Africa, but we're gonna stick. But generally, when we are watching a women game, we stick to the women. Although, having done a show this morning on Nicholas Pooran, I promised those who watch that video, if they want to talk about Pooran, we'll talk about it as an exemption. Lord Appeal, this is close, you know. Not out, going down the leg side. Well done, lady. It's a good thing is that Brathwaite at this end, you know. As Matthews would have probably gone, you know. So we try not to discuss men cricket when we are watching the women game because we give them our support. That was going down the leg side, but I'm very happy that it is not Brathwaite at this end. We're glad that is Nimali Pereira. Kaka to Matthews, and she turned this away, down back with a square leg for a single. But I'll go with South Africa, but they come back for 2. Oh, Quiana Joseph, congratulations. Quiana Joseph is back for 2. Very good. 11 without loss. How you doing, Valerie? Hello, Mr. Brown. Just came from the video on the big story. Yeah, as I said, we will take comments on that video today. Yes, usually we don't do that when we are in a woman watch along, but I will take comment on it today. Yes. Over the wicket, outside the half stump, it goes through to the keeper, and there is no run. 11 without loss. Yes, Valerie. Yes. Yes, Australia is relentless. But yes. The West Indies women have no excuse but to win this one. Absolutely, Valerie. I think we're going to win this one. And, you know, having done the show this morning and use up some energy, I'm trying to just reserve my energy so that we can go through this entire match, because I definitely think that the West Indies women can win this match. As Matthews played that one out into the offside and there is no run, the score remains at 11 without loss after 3 overs. Matthews is on 7. Quiana Joseph is on 1. Lovely to see cricket at the 3 doubles oval. Yes, I thought the match would have been played in Barbados, but then I remember that Barbados, the 3 doubles in Barbados. So I thought the match was going to be played at Kensington. I never knew it was the 3 double. Yes. Ramarat bowled really well. Good bowling performance today overall from most of the women. Yes, we did bowl well. But again, though, we save our best bowlers for what? Slapped away by Quiana Joseph. Through the offside, it's slowing up, and they will come back for 2. 13 without loss, West Indies. Joseph moves up to 3. Yeah, because my theory, and it's not a theory, it's my understanding of cricket here now. You bowl your best bowler up front and try to knock over the opposition batsman. That's how I see it. Bowl your best bowlers up front, knock over them. So when you have them 50 for 5, then you can give Zayda James and Glasgow a few overs to complete that. To complete that 10. Right? If one of them are going well, you keep them on. But you can't start with them. You have to start with your better bowlers. You have to start with Alain and Matthews, or Alain and Ramarak. High in the air, this one goes. It's going out towards the boundary. It stopped on the plug, and they will come back. Oh, they stay on 1. So Joseph now moves up to 4. West Indies 14 without loss in 3.3. Good afternoon, Roddy Clay. I am good. I am just trying my best to deal with this heat. You know, it's a hot day, and when you turn on the cameras and the equipment and the lights, it becomes even hotter, you know. But I'm trying my best. The point, you're saying that Glasgow was a good bowler up front. I think so, but James can be first change bowler. The point I'm making, Valerie, she still never get a wicket until she bowled the last over. And she's not. Is she a better bowler than Alain? Is she a better bowler than Ramarak? Is she a better bowler than Matthews? I think your answer to those will be no. And I'm not saying that Glasgow can't bowl a good spell, that Cherry and Fraser can't bowl a good spell. As she came on the front foot and slapped this down to long off for 4, that's Quiana Joseph, and she moves up to 8, 19 without loss. However, if you are batting, who do you prefer to face up front? Ali Alain or Glasgow? Which one is more likely to give you the breakthrough? Ali Alain or Glasgow? And once again, she never got a wicket until she bowled the last over of the match. Who come on and get the wicket? When the run out came? When the big guns come on. Matthews, Ramarak, that's when the run out came. That's when the 2 run out came. And if you look, she got 1 wicket and James got none. It's still the bowlers who are, it's still the Fletcher, the Alain, the Matthews, and the Ramarak getting the wickets. So why bowl those bowlers ahead of them? Let the bowl after the big bowlers bowl, and then they come on and try something to complete that 10 over quota. I don't think you should get them up front. You can't get them up front. But I think Henry's injured. She never bowled in the match. To what I saw, she never bowled in the match. I don't think she's fit enough to bowl, but she's fit enough to play as a batswoman. Yeah, so Henry and Alain should bowl up front first, and then I always agree with that. I agree with that. I fit Henry and Alain open the bowling. Then Matthews come on, Ramarak, Fletcher. Bowl the top 5 first, and then if anything, if one of them not going well, then you bring on Zayda James, you bring on Glasgow. That's how I see it, Valerie. Good afternoon, Jamal Small. How are you doing? Thank you, Roddy Lato. I'm glad you are here also. Good afternoon. So, can West Indies win this game? 19 without loss. Okay. We should be able to win this. So, I know some of you are watching on YouTube, so you can probably just delay your YouTube so that we synchronize and have the best experience. Turn away, down to back with a square leg by Matthews. And the fielder stopped it just inside the boundary. And they will come back for 21 without loss. 21 without loss. 21 without loss. Here is Kaka. Bowls to Matthews outside the half stump, driven through the half side. Lovely shot. It running out towards the boundary. The fielder gave chase. She will pull it back just now. You know, Kaka bowls to Matthews and she turned that one into mid wicket. And there is no run. So it's 23 without loss. West Indies 23 without loss. We should be able to get up to this one and we should be able to win it. If we are consistent, and it really depends on the instruction from the coach. Driven by Matthews, can't beat mid off, cover should say, and there is no run. She came on the front foot and drove that one, but she was unable to beat mid off. So it's 23 without loss, West Indies. One delivery to go in this over. Kaka now. She's coming in now to bowl to Matthews. She's up. Matthews turned that away into the inside. And it goes down to the fielder on the backward square leg boundary. For a single. So one more to the total. 24 without loss now. Why are Lane always bowling 5th and 6th? Radically, it is something that I've been complaining about for more than a year now. It's the strategy of the coach and the captain. I don't know. I really want to ask him about it, and I'm going to invite him again to come here after the series. I don't know if he will continue to run because, as you know, neither West Indies coach want to come here. I don't know why. I don't know why they are afraid to come here. The director of cricket will come, and I've always treated him well when he comes. I've never yet disrespected anyone. I've never yet shouted at anyone or so on. A matter of fact, the score goes up now to 25 without loss. One of the things that I do, because a number of times when there are questions there are follow-up questions that I could ask, and but I avoid asking follow-up questions because I don't want to come across as confrontational. But somehow they're still afraid to come. They're still afraid to come. De Klerk over the wicket bowls to Joseph, and Joseph drive magnificently through the offside. It's gonna slow up again. This outfield is really slow. The fielder gave chase and she stopped it just within the boundary. 2 more to Joseph. She moves up now to, is it 12? She moves up to 10, 27 without loss. That's a nice shot by Quiana Joseph. In my opinion, I don't think you are the one that tipped it Pooran over the edge. Okay, Valerie. Well, all right, thank you. No problem. I don't have a problem with that, Valerie. As I said, I was only giving my opinion, Yeah, no problem. Oh, Quiana Joseph just rocked back on the back foot and played that to cover. Sweet, Just align your feed with mine, and it will be so we can have the best experience. So no problem, Valerie. No problem. Let's see what you say. But on another note, from the press conference, why our friend talking about Badri and Ben and Narayan? Swings and misses, and it goes through to the keeper. So the reason we can't win is because we don't have wicket-taking bowlers. That is true. We need more wicket-taking bowlers. But I guess that's the point he was making with Ben and Narayan and Badri, though, that they were genuine wicket takers, and especially Ben was able to restrict the runs also on his height. Maybe that's the point he was making. But our friend, the thing is that it's posturing today, or say in recent times, would have come over better if this was his posturing at the start of his tenure. At the start of his tenure, our friend gave the impression that he's going to just wave a magic wand and, based on his algorithm bot, he's just going to flip a switch and the West Indies team would be much better. His posturing, because even that same interview, you realize what he says about data. If that was his posturing at the start of his tenure, he would have won a lot more friends. I just think that his posturing at the start and because he was unpicked for the job and his certification was questioned. I mean, I think it is still questioned these days by some. Kaka bowls to Matthews. Matthews drive to mid-on, no run. The score remains at 27 without loss. And because that certification is still questioned by some and his posturing at the start of his tenure, he turned off a lot of persons. But I think I in recent times, his posturing is more welcoming. Kaka ball to Matthews, played it to backward point, and there is no run. When we're not talking about other fellows, I don't. Valerie, I don't get that last one, Valerie. So keep the comments coming. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. That's very important. For whipped away by Matthews down to backward square leg for 4. Kaka pitched up and Matthews whipped it away down backward square leg for 4. She moves up to 18. West Indies 31 without loss after 6.3. Quiana Joseph is on 10. The pitched up and she whipped it away down backward square leg for 4. So good shot there by Ailey Matthews. What coaching level Darren Sammy have? Honestly, I don't know. I think he's Kaka over the wicket to Matthews. She whips the side in the air down towards backward of square leg. Has it gone all the way? You bet. It's 6. 37 without loss now. On her leg stump, and she just picked it up and just whipped it away over backward square leg. Shot Matthews. And it gone away for 6. As the South African field that signal 6. There was an interview in which I think he said that he did his level 3 was it at MCC? Kaka comes in, bowls to Matthews. Matthews off the back foot, cracks it away down to backward point for 4 more. Lovely shot by Ailey Matthews. As class begins to reach Kaka now, 41 without loss. One delivery to come in over number 7. She was short, back of her length, and Ailey Matthews just cracked it away down to backward point. So the previous one was pitched up on her pad, and she whipped it away. She overcorrected, and it went to backward point for 4. Kaka bowls to Matthews, pitched up, driven through the hand side. Mid-wicket has work to do. She comes around, picked up, and Quiana Joseph is back for 2. Much improvement. 43 without loss at the end of 7. So in an interview, and I'm going from memory here, I think he did say that he completed his level 3 at MCC. But I also heard a journalist, and I have not checked, maybe I should request it, that he have checked and what he have found out is not aligned with what was said at that press conference. I don't think it was it a press conference or was it a, like, you know, a one-on-one with one of the West Indies PR person? I don't remember. But and let's say what the journalist said and what Sammy said don't align. I prefer to put it that way because you don't know the motivation of the journalist. He may just be saying that, so I prefer to put it that way. But I will double check as Quiana Joseph slapped this through the offside and come back for 2. The score goes up to 43 for 45 without loss. So I prefer to check. I prefer to check for myself and see if I can get the information. But one of the things, though, when you put it this way, let's watch the clear. She's round the wicket, bowls to Joseph, and Joseph slapped this to mid-off, and there's no run. And when I say slapped, I mean slapped. There's a short third man backward point cover, extra cover in the mid-off. There's 5 on the offside. If I'm in such a role like the West Indies head coach, and so many persons are questioning my qualification, I just think that the easy thing to do is just to show it to everybody. Joseph swung this away down to long on, over the top, over the rope, 6 runs. Lovely shot by Joseph. She moves up to 18. From 18 deliveries, the West Indies half century is up. So I would say, like, at one of the West Indies quarterly press briefing, he just show it to the entire world, and one soon come up. I think, it's very close to the time when there will be the next West Indies squad. So just show your level 3 to the entire world, and that would end the argument, eh? Round the wicket, ball short, pulled away, down backward square. That was savage. Absolutely savage by Quiana Joseph. The clerk shot into the mud. And as it came out of the mud, Quiana Joseph pivoted it and cracks it down back with a square for 4. 55 now without loss. What a shot. Kingman said, enjoying your commentary, finds it very informative. Thank you, Kingman. I'll try my best to keep it that way. Very well so. Round the wicket, balls to Joseph, and she covers up and played it down the inside of the pitch. The clerk field in her follow-through, and there is no run. Big last over, 16 runs, said Mikel. Yes, thank you, Mikel. I didn't really picked up on it, so thank you very much. 6 runs, what a shot, said Jamor said, shot boy. Yeah, no problem, Yeah, man, I love when we align and when both you just slow back your feed and we align and it comes across simultaneously. I love that. As she is off the back foot and she punches this to cover and there is no run. 8 overs gone, 55 without loss. Joseph on 22, Ailey Matthews on 30. Shot boy, said Jamor Small. Ferrell Francis, I am never one to go down that line. I don't want to go down that line, Ferrell Francis, so forgive me if I don't read your comment, but I always see things through a West Indies lens. Although I have been accused by every country of being biased. Every country. I've been accused by Jamaicans that I don't like Jamaicans. I have been accused by Barbadians that I don't like Barbadians. I've been accused by Trinidadians that I don't like Trinidadians. Just ask Sheldon Smith. Sheldon Smith used to vex with me more time, but now him understand that me try my best to be balanced as possible. if I get up and say that Silva never keep good yesterday, it means, in my opinion, he never keep good. But if tomorrow I said that if Da Silva was brilliant, he knows that I'm going to say Da Silva is brilliant. But there was a time when Sheldon couldn't stand up boning at me, because him thinks I never like Trinidadian, And I said, a lot of persons think that I don't like St. Vincentians or so on, but I don't have a reason to hate anyone. It's the same way I don't have a reason to like anybody that I don't know. I can't see you on a cricket field, and because you're performing well, I like you. No, I like your performance. You could be the greatest of human being, or you could be the worst of human being. I can't know that unless I interact with you in a personal way. As that swung away by Matthews, down back with a square leg for 4. She moves up to 34. So I try my best not to like any players, not to dislike any players, because I don't know anything about them to form an opinion one way. So that's cracked away by Matthews down to the field and the cover boundary for 1 more. She's on 35. West Indies 60 without loss. Joseph is on 22. Those, and I comment, so Ferrell, I don't want to go down. Vice your opinion, but I'm not going down that road, No problem with your vice in your opinion. But I personally, I don't try to go down that road. You didn't voice your opinion in a disrespectful way, so I don't have an issue with it. But I'm not going down that road. Voice your opinion, but I'm not going down there. Balls turn away into the onside, and there is no run. Naya TV said, Carlton, I have to agree with you on everything you said about Sammy. Naya TV, you make me feel nervous, in a good way, though. But you make me feel nervous, Swung away by Quiana Joseph. 1-2 bounce over the rope. 4 more. She moves up to 26. West Indies 64 without loss. I'm a strong Sammy fan, a fellow St. Lucian, but he's losing me as well. And as I said, doing on Naya TV, I take it. His performance is not good, and I talk about his performance. And as I said, that at this time, I am still summing in. I'm still summing in. However, I hope this change in disposition that I see from him will now bring about a change in the way that he has been going about coaching the West Indies team. I want a coach to be strong and to be firm and take decisive action. But, that's Connell. Luby, she's over the wicket, bowls to Matthews off the back foot. She strokes it to the fielder cover who misfield. Can Quiana Joseph go through for the single? No, she can't. So, so that's one of the challenges with Quiana Joseph, but that's how life going. Everybody has their deficiencies, and is her batting outweighing her ability to run those singles? For me, yes. Her ability to hit away the ball is outweighing the disadvantage of her not being able to run those quick singles. Mr. Brown, you look more exciting. Look at this match. Esker, can I? Because I'm thinking we're going to win this one. And one of the reasons why I think we're going to win this one is the 189 that the girls made, minus Ailey Matthews, that the team made, short climbing. Matthews played this magnificently down to third man, you know. It was short, it was climbing. She got up on her toe, and as the back tucked in, she opened the face and allows it to go down to third man and they got a single. Well played. So I'm particularly happy because of that 189 that the rest of the team made when Matthews made 48 and we end up making 237. And after that 189, the team responded by making 222 without Matthews. We are chasing 233 today. So I'm very relaxed because I'm now convinced Quiana Joseph edged this to third man for 4. Well played. That's an educated edge, you know, because it pitched. She realized that it was going to leave her, and she just angled her wrist and just allows it to just pass the keeper and go down to third man for 4. She's on 30. So it relaxes me. That 220, that 189 and that 232 relaxes me because I am now confident that with Matthews already on 36, we need less than 200 to win, and the team shows that it can make 200 without Matthews. I am not here saying that I want Matthews to get out. That's not what I'm saying, because I know that persons may interpret it. But I'm saying that the fact that the team has made 222 without Matthews, it relaxes me that we are chasing 233. And I have to give myself credit because I keep on banging at the door, banging it, saying it. Shane Diaz and I even, when he alone quarreled, I asked my question and then somebody else from some other YouTube channel I heard take me on and what I asked Shane Diaz. But I keep on banging at it. And you saw from that banging that I've been banging, from that talking that I've been talking, you saw that these girls are no longer swinging from the hip willy-nilly as they were 6 months ago. You all saw it. And that's why we were able to score the 189 and the 222, because we had a more sensible approach to batting more than trying to score 300 and 350 when we don't have the skill set to do it. What you have to do, as I had said then, and what they are doing now apparently, is to start where they can and gradually incremental improvement. And in 2 years' time, this team will be able to score 300 if we continue with this approach. I'm very happy to see today also that they take my advice and they didn't play that extra bowler. They dropped Fraser and they dropped Munisar and they play someone who can bat. And I'm very glad for that too. Very, very glad. So despite the quarrel between me and Shane Diaz, and despite some persons think they should take it up because they don't know the cricket like me, I feel proud that my advocacy is having an impact. Tryon, who is probably the most dangerous bowler in the South African team, Tryon, the left-arm orthodox spinner, is into the attack. Her first delivery was blocked by Joseph. Forward, back down the pitch, and there is no. So can I say give Sammy a chance. There are other coach that been there a long time. What is their record? Not too good. Joseph, wow, she was deep in the crease there for a moment. I thought that she missed it, and they come through for a single. As I said, Greg Kanai, I am Sammy in. I am not Sammy out. But it is a separate issue to be Sammy in and to talk about how I see things. It's a separate issue to talk the facts, because up to now, Greg Kanai, none of Sammy's supporter can ever say I tell any lie on him, You understand me, Greg Kanai? And I make the point again, I am summing in. And not because Tryon to Joseph, which is forward, turn it into the onside, and there's no run. 73 without loss after 10.5. Let's take this delivery from Tryon. Left arm orthodox spinner. She is over the wicket, bowls to Quiana Joseph, who's played it in the gap between short third man and cover, down to the fielder on the sweeper boundary, and they go through for a single. After 11 overs, West Indies 74 without loss, Matthews on 37, Joseph on 33. So look at it this way, Craig. You love your children, right? It doesn't mean that if they don't, it doesn't mean that they can come home and don't do their homework. It doesn't mean if they come home and don't do their homework, you won't reprimand them and instruct them to do it. So you can critique, but it doesn't mean the coach doesn't have your support. But not because he has your support, you have to agree with everything that he does. It's as simple as that, Craig. So Sammy is in, and I am summing in. And for the second part of your question, he got the job because the coaches in the past have not delivered. But not because the coaches in the past had not delivered, we should accept a coach that is not delivering. So we support him, we want him to deliver, but we can't look at it and say, well, you know, coaches in the past never deliver. And they got a Quiana Joseph pull this away down to mid-wicket for 4. She moves up to 37. Both batsmen are on 37. West Indies are on 78 without loss with 4 extras. So we can't judge it that way and say because coaches in the past did not deliver, then it's okay for Sammy not to deliver. We can't have ourselves in a perpetual state. This is the word that I use, perpetual. We can't just sit back and just accept mediocrity for perpetuity. We must want to win. And because we want to win, we are going to be critiqued. So Lubai was short to Joseph there, and she pulled at it. It got the top edge, flew over the keeper, probably where first it would have been, down to the third man boundary for 4. She moves up to 41. Rally around the West Indies, not islands. Right, Atina? Appreciate it. Appreciate it. The only thing I didn't like from Sammy was the removal of Rovman Powell, as captain said, the champion. Well done. So that's the champion there voicing his opinion, and we appreciate his opinion. And the Lubai bowls to Joseph down the leg side, wide signal, 83 without loss. However, the champion, you, and I know because you are, according to YouTube, I think you and Atina is battling out for the number 1 fan. I think Glenn Campbell is somewhere close by. And I know you are mature enough to understand that there are persons who think that it was the right decision to remove Powell, and I know you would appreciate and respect the right of those persons to think that it was the right decision. And I know you are mature enough to deal with it, you know. Just like me, I am with you. I was not in agreement for the removal of Rovman Powell as T20 captain. I was not. However, I have to respect the rights and opinions of those who believe that he should have been removed. And now that he has been removed, I have to support the new captain, Shea Hope, and I have to support the coach. So all of those things are different. Lubai bowls to Matthews off the back foot, look to play a forcing shot inside edge and to her body, drops down in front of her, and there's no run. 84 without loss. So one thing I'm talking about here, do I agree with the removal of Rovman Powell as captain? No. Second thing, I respect those who believe that he should be removed. I respect their opinion. Third thing, I have to support the coach decision and the new captain. Pitched up, driven into the onside, no run to mid-wicket, and there's no run. And we need to encourage to think that way, that issues are separate, but sometimes some of us try to group all of them, you know. So Farrell Francis, my Jamaican, my fellow Jamaican, he believes that off the back foot that goes down to cover for a singer 85 without loss. So Farrell Francis believes that cricketers, Jamaican cricketers, are treated very unfairly. Again, I don't have any evidence of that, but again, you are entitled to your opinions. However, Sheldon and Athena will be quick to tell you that the silver have been treated unfairly, and our friends from the Leewards and Windward Islands, they will tell you that for many years, their cricketers have been treated unfairly. So it's just like how forward as Tryon comes round the wicket to Matthews. It's just like how I go around, you know. Today I don't like one set of fans. Tomorrow I don't. It's just the same thing, you know. You got the point I'm making, right? Tryon round the wicket, balls to Matthews off the back foot, and she played it away through the offside down to the boundary where who's that came in and field. That looks to be De Klerk. Is it she? One more to the total, nonetheless. 86 without loss now after 12.2. It should be an easy win, said Jamor Sumal. Looking forward to it. Over the wicket, balls to Joseph, who played it down back the pitch, on the offside of the pitch, and there's no run. Naya TV, you know, when I read that just now, Naya TV, God no cold said to wash me, you know, because I appreciate the praise. I appreciate the praise, but, you know, I appreciate it, but it made me feel good, but at the same time nervous, you know. But thank you, Naya TV. I appreciate it. You know, I respect the process for sure. It was just mind-blowing to me, said the champion. Turn away into the onside. Yes, it was. And you watched the video that I did this morning, because I did mention something about it. You know, generally we talk about the women cricket, but I did say I was going to talk about the video that I did this morning. So, yes. Please remember to slash a like on the video. Don't click on the subscribe button. We can try and see if we can get it up to 100. It's a women game. 100 likes will be good. We are just at 21, but we can do better than that. 85 of us here, 86 of us here, so we can do a little better than that. Just if you are not seeing the thumbs up button, just click off where you see the live chat, and then you will see the thumbs up button, and you click on it. I respect the process for sure. It was just mind-blowing to me. Oh, yes. And I was responding to that, and I was saying that West Indies 86 after 13 overs. Wow, 86 after 3 overs. How many 6 would be there? Let's watch Luby. She's over the wicket. Bowls to the right-handed. Matthews is off the back foot. Pierced the cover field down to the sweep on the boundary. Who came across? It's De Klerk. I'm sure that's De Klerk. And sends a return to the keeper's end. Matthews move up to 40, West Indies 87 without loss. So one of the points that I was making, and which I was very disappointed when Powell was removed, was that Powell record Quiana Joseph played this to cover and there is no run. Powell record as a T20 captain for the West Indies is better than Darren Sammy record as a T20 captain, as a T20 coach for the West Indies. Let me say that again because he was once T20 captain. So I'll say that. Luby bowls to Joseph, who hit this down the ground over the top. They'll go for one, but I think they'll stay on one. Yes, they stay on one. She moves up to 43, 88 without loss. So let me say it again. Rovman Powell record as a captain for West Indies T20 team is better than Darren Sammy record as coach of the West Indies T20 team. So if you're going to fire Powell, remove Powell as a captain, who has a better record than you are telling me that you should be removed also. The thing is that I don't believe that none of them should have been removed. I don't believe that none of them should be removed. Good day, SOS Music Labor. Good day, Cricket Forum. How was the Silver was treated unfair? You have to put that in context because I don't know if I said that Silver was treated unfair. I think somebody said that Jamaican cricketers are treated unfairly. And I said to Ferrell, my fellow Jamaican, I respect your rights to say that, but I have no evidence of that. Matthews is out at mid-wicket. She looks to pull Luby, and she lobbed it to mid-wicket, and Matthews goes for 40. West Indies 88 without loss. You know, there was a time when Matthews would have been dismissed, and we would have, you know, there would have been consternation. There would have been a moment of panic. But now we still feel confident, although she made 40, that the team can carry us home. We have that confidence. So you have to put that in context because I said Athena and Sheldon, who are Trinidadians, will tell you that Silva was treated unfairly. And it's unfairly, it's not unfair, you know. So SOS Music Labor, you really have to. I don't understand your question. I don't understand your question because how was the Silva was treated unfair? I don't understand your question. However, I will ask you this. If you were representing the West Indies, are your son, are your children, or somebody close to you was representing the West Indies, and you went to Pakistan as the vice captain, that means you're a part of the squad. You didn't play any match. You came back to the West Indies and play in our top league, you know, and made 580 odd runs. Was it 583 or 582? So you respond by being dropped, by not sulking, but you respond as a determined human being and become the second top run scorer in our tournament. How would you feel if it was your child? And to see players who make far fewer runs than you in the tournament being picked ahead of you, how would you feel? You know? I don't think I would be happy. And in that context, I think that, in my opinion, I am baffled by the decision to leave out Joshua Da Silva out of the West Indies squad. There must be something else outside of cricket going on. But we all saw it coming because he never took part in any of the 4-day tournament. So Mr. Brown, Sammy removed Powell from the captain because he blamed him for the West Indies' poor showing in the last T20 World Cup in our backyard. So he blame him. But so the man who is ultimately responsible for the performance of the team blame the captain. All right. That I would like to. That's deeper than me, Ferrell. I can't explain that. I can't explain that. Sharon said, I'm from the Windward. I think Barbados has been given preferential treatment. We nah go down there, so Sherwin. It's the same thing we said to Ferrell, you know. We nah go down there, man. We nah go down there. Sherwin, we nah go down there, man. Let us not go down there, Sherwin, right? So Sherwin said that Brandon King is not a test player. Thank you for your views, Sherwin. I respect your opinion. Tryon comes into Quiana Joseph and she hit this over the top down to the boundary for 4. Lovely shot. She moves up to 47 as Tryon tossed up that one outside the half stump down to the boundary for 4. I would say this though, Sherwin. I have not yet analyzed the West Indies test squad. I will do a show on it, so I don't want to talk much about it. Because I will sit down and I will analyze it, try and balls to Joseph. And she hit this dead straight, 1 bounce for 4. That's her 50. Congratulations, Quiana Joseph. Another 50. Well played, young lady. Basil Butcher Jr., hug up that. Hug up that, Basil Butcher Jr., wherever you are. Hug up that. So I am not yet balls to Joseph, and she's deep in her crease and played it down to mid-on, where mid-half comes across on field and there's no run. So at this time, I don't know if I'd have Brandon King in my team or not. I am not going to say he's not a test player, but forward come Joseph and played it down the half side of the pitch. Wow, 83 persons watching and only 16 likes. Wow, great. Can I, we need to slash a like on the video. Bowles pulled away down to the field at short fine leg, no runs. It was short, it was a long up, it was pulled away. So let's, we can give some more likes because we are all here enjoying ourselves and having a good discussion. And the last time I checked, it was 21 likes. It moves up now to 28. So please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. Thank you, Greg Kanai, for bringing that up. Sheldon Smith, welcome. Welcome. Good afternoon to you, Sheldon. And I'm glad that you joined the discourse because I know you're going to respond to SOS because you would have seen what SOS had written. So I love it. I love the discussion. I love the banter. I love the banter. I love the banter. Yeah. I always think that we can have good banter without cursing. That's always my opinion. So thank you and welcome. Sorry, Ailey Matthews had to go. Yes, Valerie, it's you always don't want your captain especially to get out. Our ladies will get the win, said the champion. Lubai bowls to Griman and she's solid in defense. I hope they don't tell her that she need to beat ball, I hope they tell her, play your game. And I hope they're telling her that, So, however, Valerie, you would agree with me that we don't feel that trepidation as in the past. Lubai bowls to Griman, and she played it down the half side of the pitch for a moment there. What happened there? For a moment there, I thought that the bowler was through, but she played it well, and there was no alarm. Because she does a push right out at this stage of her career, and that's why I rate myself as a coach, because after this delivery, Lubai bowls to Griman. She comes in short. She looks to pull, and it goes over her bat through to the keeper, and there is no run. Griezmann would have been with the West Indies team at least 1 month now, at least. Why is it her wrist is still in front of her elbow? Why? Why is it her wrist is still in front of her elbow? You know? So here Sheldon Smith just made more runs while others did not. Men bring pick on speculation. Men being picked on speculation, said Sheldon Smith. I look forward to the conversation between you and SOS, Sheldon. I'm very happy that you're here. No, Sherwin. Sherwin, you know so me have to delete that because I don't want to get in a trouble with YouTube. She swings and misses. That's Griezmann. I have to delete that, Sherwin. I can't get in trouble with YouTube because you are inciting racism. So my apology if Sherwin comments I'd offend anyone. My apology, and I have taken the step to delete the comment. So I don't put him on timeout. I don't block him. I just delete the comment. Sherwin, you can't do that to me, man. You can't do that to me, Sherwin. Pitched up and it seems away. So Griezmann will probably just now not at coming to terms here. End of the over, 96 for 1. So what is the role that King is to play? Well, I read it yesterday as I said, Sheldon. I have not yet analyzed the thing because you were on the watch along yesterday when it came in. And you realize I did a show this morning and now I'm back with this watch along. So and you would agree that I have a life outside of this and there are chores to be done at home, at the office, on the road. You would appreciate that. So I've not yet got a time to analyze the thing. I don't have any idea of what role that it is that he is going to play, but apparently the release said that King is going to play a specific role. It's left to be seen, Sheldon. So I love this. I have no issue with what SOS said. Mr. Brown, you said that this morning that Silva was not treated fairly. Okay, good. Off the back foot goes Joseph, who played it back down the outside of the pitch. Da Silva was poor with the bat and gloves for the last 2 years in Test cricket. Why pick him? Forward come Quiana Joseph, played to mid-wicket. It's just because I want to dissect the performance. I agree that he was poor with the bat. I agree that he dropped some catches behind the stump where you'd expect him to take. But in the overall context of his keeping, there are some times when his foot is out of place. But in the overall context of his keeping, he was far from being poor with his keeping. Quiana Joseph looked to sweep, bottom edge it, and it goes out to mid-wicket. There's no worry. There's no worry. We're still going to get these runs. The girls just need not to panic. 96 for 1. I hope Quiana Joseph saw that the backward square leg on a little squarer. And she turned it very fine. Fine leg comes around, can't prevent the singer. It's 97 for 1. At the end of over number 17. So yes, SOS, he was poor with the bat. He wasn't poor behind the stump. One of the things that we need to understand about Joshua Da Silva, he's not a natural mover like Imlach. Imlach is natural behind the stump. The Silva game is based on mechanics, hard work, and concentration. So because he's not a natural mover, and as a human beings, there are times when you lose your concentration. It happens to all of us. So anytime him lose him concentration, him get him foot and him gloves in all the wrong place. Why down the leg side? Umpire signal why the score moves up to 92 now. For one. So that's what happened. But his keeping it was excellent over the last 2 years. What I would say though, in modern contemporary cricket, you need a keeper who is making runs. So it's unfair for you to say that Da Silva keeping was poor. It's a reasonable assumption that his batting was poor, but it's unfair to say that his keeping was poor. I think that he is unfairly treated, and I explained why earlier, right? And I know Sheldon will give you more. Slapped away, beat me down to the boundary for 4. She moves up to 56. Quiana Joseph, West Indies 100 is up. 102 for 1 in over number 18. 17.2 to be exact. Why Sammy was not on the boundary line when Hope is captain? Athena is not there, but I think Rampal is there. And as you brought up that, there's something that I don't know how many of you saw it yesterday. Joseph swings and it peels off the outside edge and run down to third man for 4. 106 for 4 now. What else? Oh, God. 106 for 1. Joseph is on 60. So yesterday, just before the drinks break, I think Rutherford was bowling at the time. Don't know how many of you saw it. I was doing the watch along, and you'd have heard I mentioned that it looks like Powell is the one who is setting the field and giving direction. It was just before the drinks break in the England innings. Here is Lubai. 1 for 28 from 4.3. Bowls to Joseph, and Joseph is forward, plays it to cover, and there is no run. And when that happened, I don't know how many of you saw it. At the drinks break, he was told, don't do it. Yeah, he was told, don't do it at the drinks break. Over the wicket, balls pitched up outside the half stump, and there is no run. Valerie, what are you implying? What are you implying, Valerie? Why West Indies always have a betting sponsor? Valerie, please, I hope you're not implying anything, you know. Valerie, you are the best. Mr. Brown, how many years are you in West Indies cricket? Over the wicket, bowls to Joseph, pulled away, down back with a square leg. Oh, she's caught. Trap set. Short, she pulled it straight into the bread basket. That looks like Kaka. Is that Kaka? Yes, it's Kaka that took the catch. And so Quiana Joseph gone. Caught Kaka off the bowling of Lubai for 60. She 10 fours and 1 6. Good knock. Just need some consolidation now. Stephanie Taylor need to see this home. Stephanie Taylor need to make a 40 or a 50 year and just let the other girls batter on her and see this home. long time, from I know myself, it's a long time. How long I'm doing this now? I think it's 21 I started doing this. But the channel take a long time to materialize. I think the channel start picked up during the 2022 CPL. That's when the channel really start picked up. But I started in 2021. April 2021. And it took me more than a year, before the channel start picked up. There are some persons who, but what happened, that 2021 was the COVID years. And maybe if it wasn't for the COVID years, the channel would probably not as big as it is today, because maybe I would have given up. But you'd wake up in the morning, don't really have anything to do, and to prevent you from getting mad, you come on alive and talk about West Indies cricket. So that was this channel was as a result of me trying to deal with COVID during those 2 years. But by 2022, as I said, during the CPL, by 2022, during the CPL, I had passed 1,000 subscribers, and the channel started growing from there. But from I was a little boy, I always followed West Indies cricket. From the days of Roberts and Croft and Garner and Greenwich and Lloyd and Ains. I remember that Saturday in 1982 when we lost the World Cup to India. I remember that Saturday, and Griman places out into the offside. I recall this guy named June and I was talking about who was faster. Was it Olding or Marshall? So Labach, the other left-arm spinner, is into the attack. She has bowled 3 deliveries thus far. Griman is yet to get off the mark. I really hope Stephanie Taylor is telling her, stay with it. Your ball will come. She swung at this one, bottom edge, down to backward of square leg. She's off the mark. Never want. I'm glad for the run, but that's not the type of shot I want her to be playing, because clearly that was a shot of frustration. We just need 4 runs and over to win. It can even go up to 5 if both of you are still batting. If we need 50 runs after the last 10 overs, we are going to get it. If we are 183 for 2 or 40 overs, we are going to get it. So I would hope that Taylor is telling her, stick with it, stick with it. Royston Wilson believe that Canberra should bat at 3. Okay, cool. I would have batted Griman at 3, but if Ruston believes so, you have to respect the man's opinion. But Griman is an opener, so Griman is an opener, and she made a lot of runs opening. So you don't really want to put her down too far. But then everyone has their own take, so I do not really. Yeah, required run rate is, yes, just about 4.0 now. Yes, yeah, it's 3.5. Is West Indies actually good today? That is great, said Valerie. Yes, well, we need to keep the score up. Well, as I said, Valerie, yeah, we don't want it to get too back down, but we're not in a spot of bother right now. We still have. The batting is deep today. Driven through the offside. That's what she's good at, but she just didn't beat the field this time, as Shangaze is the new bowler. So Griman is up to 2. Sherwin said, I like the players selected except for Chase, King, and Hope. You like the players? Okay. I think they could make me control the algorithm, but they can hire me to do the data work. Off the back foot goes Stephanie Taylor and play a crunching shot through the outside. It running out towards the boundary. She picks it up just inside the boundary, and they come back for two comfortable. 110 for two after 19.2 overs. I've been asking the question, and I will ask it again probably when a men match is going on, but I keep on not remembering to ask it. So, generally you have a bigger audience watching the men game, as that's one is played on the onside and there's no run. But I have seen where more than 1,000 persons watch a woman game already. So hopefully, who to tell? Sanghaze bowls off the back foot, goes Taylor. Can't beat cover and there is no run. There's a stadium being built. Not a massive one like the Darren Sammy Stadium, but there's a stadium being built, a cricket stadium being built in Spanish Town for Stephanie Taylor. It should near completion now. Ball to Taylor and she's forward, played it back down the pitch, and there's no run. So there's a cricket stadium being built for her. Yes, Jamor Suma, I'll agree with you. Take your time. Sanghaze bowled a full toss to Matthews and she put it away. Oh no, straight to the field on the backward square leg boundary. End of the over. 111 for 2. 111 for 2 after 20 overs. Let's have 100. So the question I want to ask, who was the analyst when West Indies won the 2 World Cup? I'm trying to find out who it was. Because Basil gave me one name and someone who who's in the know gave me another name. So I without giving away any of the 2 names, because so Taylor just turned this back with a square leg as Lava continue and they go through for a single. 112 for 2. I want to know who was the analyst when West Indies win those 2 World Cup. What is he doing now? Where is he? Why was he fired? That's okay, Sherwin. That's cool, man. Respect every time, Sherwin. I accept your apology, and I'm cool. Respect every time. That big man, Sherwin. Sherwin, a big man. Griman off the back foot, played it out into backward point, and there is no run. What wicketkeeper have better than Da Silva in Test cricket? Which wicketkeeper have been better than Da Silva in Test cricket as a keeper? Off the back foot, she slapped this back to mid-off, and there is no run. Stephanie Taylor need to talk to Griman and said, you are in no rush. You have enough shots to get these runs. Don't force the game. Let it come to you. Lava bowls to Griman. Nice. She played it to cover, and there is no run. I don't. Sharon, he may probably be maybe Alex Carey, who is have more dismissal. Oh, she played that sweetly to cover. But it was straight to the fielder, and there is no run. It was on the bounce though. Okay, Valerie, get some for me now, Valerie. Probably need some water for shooting. At the end of this over, I'll get some water. Pulled away, down towards mid-wicket, straight to a fielder though. 1 run, 113 for 2. So Mr. Casanova, sorry, not Mr. Casanova. That's my good friend there from the Windward Islands, SOS Music Label. You see, SOS Music Label asks me, what if a question and I'm not defending man, you know. So Grimman goes 115 for 3. I'm hurt by that dismissal, you know. So SOS Music say, why Mr. Brown, that Silva not making runs, but in 4-day cricket he makes some runs this season? Because it's simple. And that's what you want from the cricketer. He got dropped. He got a kick up his ass. He realized that he can't be complacent, and he responded well. And I would have loved a cricketer to respond that way. Any of the batsmen on the fringe of the squad team selection could adapt what James Clive Adams did and go develop wicket-keeping skill and secure a sure spot in the 11, said Patrick Ascott. I'll read that again. Sandgate bowls to Chanel Henry and she powerfully hit this to cover. Fireworks time now, you know, fireworks time. You see that's just... Now, I'm telling you, and if you after back foot, Henry edge down to third man for 4. After a stop. No, it's slowing up. It's not going to the boundary. Wow, and they will come back for 2. It's slowed up. If I'm coaching the West Indies team, Grimman could not out the way that he out. Yeah. And I don't know how long it's going to take for us to realize that Shane Diaz must be fired. Ryan Griffiths need to be put in place of the West Indies, put in charge of the West Indies woman team. Ryan Griffiths. Shane Diaz will go. I mean, I pretty it up no more. The girl should know how she get out. Big man just start coach the girls, them man. Are you here for a free ride or what? How long Cricket West Indies is going to realize that Shane Diaz not doing anything? And there's this big public relation around him. And every day you see him doing an interview, trying to project something. Stop doing so many damn interviews and do your work on the cricket field. How can you be coaching a girl for more than a month and her wrist is still in front of her elbow? What the backside going on? I know people expect me to just accept what he's doing. Henry moves up to 7. West Indies 122 for 4. Any of the batsmen on the fringes of the squad selection could adapt what James Clive Adams did and go develop wicket-keeping skills and secure a sure spot in the 11. Patrick has got the thing about it. These guys not developing any skills, they are too lazy. They don't want to be burned out. When they train for more than 2 hours, they are burned out. And $122 for 3. Henry's not going to. She's a powerful hit off the ball as Laba comes into her and she's forward. She played it out into the covers, looking for a single. No run is there. 122 for 3. Go on. Nice to hear how you started the channel. Wish you all the success. Thank you, middle pin. Balls to Henry and she's off the back foot. Stroke it down the outside. Thank you. Yes, Athena is saying hit those likes button. True. Hit the likes button, please. Let's get it up to at least 100 today. I know it's a woman game, but we still can get it up to 100. Laba to Henry. She's off the back foot and she cuts it away. Down to backward point. Powerful hit for 4. She moves up to 11. West Indies 126 for 3. We are at 36 likes. We can get it up to 100. We are good enough. Thank you very much, Athena. Yes. I saw the conversation between SOS and Sheldon, so okay, good. SOS Music Label said, Imlach, as we know, is a world-class wicket-keeper. Henry edged this down to third man, short third man, the fielder stopped it, and there's no run. 126 for 3 at the end of over number 23. Imlach, as we know, is a world-class wicket-keeper. All right, SOS. Tells me, I agree with you that he's a good wicket keeper, but for those who don't know why you said he's a world-class wicket keeper, sell it to them. Sell what is good about Imlach as a wicket keeper to those who don't agree. I agree that he's a good wicket keeper, world-class. I can't make that decision yet, but he's a good wicket keeper. But sell it to me. Sell it to those who are watching. Claxton showed great promise and a better batting technique than the other rookies. She needs to be given more opportunities. Agree? Forward comes Taylor. I don't know if necessarily a better batting techniques than the other rookies, because for me, it's not how you look, it's what you deliver. But I agree that she should be given more opportunities. But this team that is playing today, I can't. If Claxton had played over Glasgow, I wouldn't have an issue with it. Glasgow playing over Claxton, I still don't have an issue with it. I agree that she should be given more chances, especially in the T20 format. Off the back foot goes Taylor, cannot beat backward point, and there is no run. SOS Music, there are persons who will always she took that one off the stump and played it down to the cover fielder. Taylor, she's watching that ball closely. They have to be prepared for the arm ball. 127 for 3. There are persons who will respect the coach's choice, no matter what that choice is, because they respect the coach and support the coach, no matter what his decisions are. But then you are not in any position to tell persons that they must respect the coach's choice. That's not. Make your point without telling persons what to do. You know, you can't say they must respect the coach's choice. Run out. Waste of wicket there. Waste of wicket. And you know that West Indies is in trouble now at 127 for 4. As Taylor ran, the ball went down to a short fine leg and they go through for a single. I need to see the replay. Once the keeper picked up and hit the stump, Henry was always going to be short. And she's short by a long way. So SOS, I think you can make your point without telling persons that they must or they should. Now, everybody's are big persons here, you know, so I never enjoy that conversation. I never I understand if somebody is using expletives and being disrespectful and you say, well, boy, you can't be disrespectful. You must not be using expletives. I understand that. But if somebody don't respect the coach's choice, you can't tell the person that they must respect it, man. Everybody a big man. I'm big woman. Yeah. And Patrick Ascati said, true, I have no confidence in the coach. You see, so there's one person who has no confidence in the coach. You have to respect the fact that Patrick Ascot don't have any confidence in the coach. But Patrick also needs to respect your opinion that you have confidence in the coach. You know? So, you know. Having some melon and pineapple, you know? So, SOX Music Levy said, best coach ever in West Indies, Darren Sammy. I realize that you're saying that Imlach is the best is a world-class wicket keeper. You say that Sammy is the best coach ever in West Indies cricket. And those two things may well be true. Sammy may be the best coach ever in the world. Those things may well be true, but it's one thing to say it, but give us some tips. Give us some more information which allows you to come to that conclusion to see if you can sell it to us. You know, tell us why you think Imlach is a world-class wicket keeper. Tell us why you think Darren Sammy is the best coach ever in West Indies cricket. Anyone can say these things. But so tell us now and add some body to your comment. So Tryon is back into the attack. She has bowled 6 overs. None for 24. She tossed that one up and Taylor is on her front foot and played it back to the bowler. Here's Tryon again. The left arm orthodox spinner around the wicket, bowls to Taylor. She's off the back foot, pierced the inner cover field, down to the field and the cover boundary for a single. One more to the total. West Indies move up to 128 now for 4. Joshua Da Silva, most catches in an innings, 7 test matches and most dismissal in an innings, 7 test matches. This is not a community of blind followers. Round the wicket, balls forward. I don't. So Sheldon, explain that, Sheldon, please. Explain. 128 for 4. Tryon, the left arm orthodox spinner. The rain is coming down. Wow, the rain is coming down. Where's West Indies and the Duckworth, Lewis? That wicket of Henry might have just shifted Duckworth Lewis balance in their favor, you know. Yeah, man, some melon and pineapple, as I said. Henry was run out just now. You know, in my opinion, why she was run out? If Jamaica was playing against, like, say, the Leeward Islands, that would have been an easy singer, you know. That would have been an easy singer if Jamaica was playing against, like, the Leeward Islands or the Windwards or Trinidad, maybe not Guyana. But if they were playing against most of the teams in the regional Super 50 or the T20 Blaze, that would have been an easy singer. So Henry and Taylor believed that it was an easy singer because that's what they used to. But in international cricket, with an intense team, it is not an easy singer. But they're making a meal of covering the pitch. I hope they get it right. So let's. I don't. So, Mr. Brown, are we watching two different matches when West Indies men playing? West Indies is playing an 18 match right now, you know, and then the women game is going on too. So we are playing South Africa. Um, so what we can do is that while the rain is falling, so says while the rain is falling, we can. But I really enjoy the banter. I really enjoy the banter, so it's good. And I but SOS, you need to tell us though why Darren Sammy is the best coach ever in West Indies. You need to give us some more information. You just can't say it so and leave it like that. Eh? You can't say it. And we expected the keeper to miss or not attempted to throw down the stumps. And that's what would have happened in a regional match. You know, that's what would have happened. So it would have been a easy singer. There was no urgency in trying to get to the crease. I think there was urgency, but then she realized that because the keeper moved so quickly to the ball, she realized that once the keeper hit, she's going to be short. So she never bothered to be, so she just resigned to her fate. And furthermore, she's carrying an injury. And maybe she don't want to activate to activate the injury because she did not bowl. But it just goes back general to say that if it was a regional match, they would have made it comfortable, and it's just the step up in class. Eh? It's just the step up in intensity that beat them. So South Africa beat the West Indies. A. So West Indies second innings was trying to see if nobody not make any runs. You know, nobody make any runs. Nobody made any runs in West Indies second innings. I said, Mr. Brown, are you watch two different matches when West Indies men playing? Mr. Brown, I'm talking about your question about Imlak and Sammy. What I'm saying, tell us why, tell us why, or tell us why. Because I don't think Sammy is the best coach. I already told you that I think Andre Coley and Ryan Griffiths are the two best coaches in the region. So, but you said Sammy is the best coach. So I'm asking you, give me the pointers, and those are the persons who are watching. Give us the pointers why you think Sammy is the best coach. Roddy Coy said, Mr. Brown, are we going to throw away the game? No, we are not. We are gonna win. We are gonna run Roddy McCoy. I don't understand how Stephanie Taylor, as a world-class player, is soaking up so many ducks balls. I think you mean that ball. He's telling me she's over the hills now. She should resign at this time of the game. Um, Keith Moore, apart from Ailey Matthews, Deandra Dottin, touch and go with Sherman Cameron. Apart from those two, tell me who in the West Indies team is better than a 50% Ailey Matthews? Not Ailey Matthews, Stephanie Taylor. I'm not talking about a 100% Stephanie Taylor, you know. As a 100% Stephanie Taylor is the best batswoman in the West Indies team. But a 50% Stephanie Taylor, apart from those two, who in the West Indies team is better than her? To be respectful, SOS, you are of the opinions that to speak the truth about performances is that you have something against Darren Sammy. Tell me one lie I have told about Darren Sammy. You know, I when the conversation descends to that level, you know, because I asked you some simple questions. Tell us, you said Sam is the greatest coach in the world. And you can't answer that question. You cannot put any points. Is the greatest coach ever for West Indies cricket. You cannot put any points forward to justify your claim. And because you cannot justify the claim now, you want to descend the conversation to a lower level SOS music. Why? Why? Because what you're accusing others of, you know, the good book tells you, says, so a man thinketh, so is he. Not me, say so, you know, it's a good book that said so. You know, so why are you descending to that level? Roddy Clay said you're wrong, not Lee Ward. They said they couldn't get it against Lee Ward. Okay, Roddy Clay. Yeah, West Indies A, yes, they lost. Yeah, I saw it. I picked it up, yes. So what? Umpire is going out. So the covers are coming on, so you can stick around a little. And so Keith Moore, the question that I asked you, know, because that's why I say 50% Stephanie Taylor. So I'm saying, tell apart from those two batswomen, who is better than a 50%? What you're telling me, I saw it, and the reason why she has not done the operation on her knee is because they don't want her to do it, because they don't want to lose her for the year that it might take to rehabilitate. So until they get the players coming through, that but Stephanie Taylor want to do the operation on her knee. But you cannot come here and say that she should resign. I mean, that's a personal decision. A person resign when they want to resign. If you think that she should be dropped, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But a person resign when they want to resign. It's their career. You, as a supporter of West Indies cricket, it's okay for you to say she should be dropped. But then again, answer the question that I asked. Apart from those two, who is better than a 50% Stephanie Taylor? So those are questions that has to be answered. Keith Moore. From 1963 to present, JDS as the sixth highest, Joshua Da Silva as the sixth highest wicketkeeper dismissals in Test for West Indies, a rate of 2.048 catch dismissal. I agree that Imlach is good, and Joshua Da Silva has to tighten up a bit, but it is not the stat. It is the stats. Yeah, and 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 that's what I try. That's what I try to explain. That as a batsman, Da Silva has been poor, but as a wicket keeper, he has not been poor. But it appears that SOS music label believe that anything he said, you should agree with him, and if you don't agree with him, you are carrying feelings. Sad, really, really sad. And you can flip that around. Is he carrying feelings for Da Silva when he said that Da Silva is poor? Look at it. He said that Silva is poor. So if you think that somebody who said Sammy is poor is carrying feelings for Sammy, are you now saying you are carrying feelings for Da Silva because you said Da Silva is poor? So are you carrying feelings for him? I'm sure you are not. I'm sure you're not carrying feelings for Da Silva. And it's the same way persons who say Sammy is poor, they're not carrying any feelings for Sammy. So don't go down there, please, SOS Music Label. I know you're more intelligent than that. I know that. Jamor Small is saying, if Sam is the best coach, then Jamor is the best batsman in the West Indies, lol. That's a good one, Jamor. That's a very good one. They said that Sam is the best coach. Well, interesting. Already clear, I will ask you the same question too. Who will you replace her with? Who are the batsmen in the West Indies that are better than a than a than a than a 50% Stephanie Taylor? You know, I would agree with you that she have turned on the other side of the hill, but who is coming up the other side of the hill that have passed her? You know, so those are the questions. That's all I. That's what I'm looking for. Since Sammy coach, since Sammy, Darren Sammy became coach of the white ball team, we have seen a lot of growth in both formats. Not true. That's not true. Uh, um, that is not aligned with the numbers. That is not aligned with the numbers. Correction to the earlier note. It's the fifth highest. Sixth highest is from 1957. Michael Douglas is saying, hopefully the rain don't stop. I need a win. I'm tired of losing. You echo my sentiments to Michael Douglas. But the statement there that SOS made is it doesn't align with the numbers. It doesn't align with the numbers. Roddy Clay, I asked the question again. I agree she's going down the hill. But who's coming up the hill that has passed her? And it just goes back to the points, to something that I've been saying for 2 weeks now. 2 years ago, or yeah, about somewhere a year or two ago, there were calls for Kyle Myers to be dropped. He's averaging 30 out in the West Indies team. There were calls for Jermaine Blackwood to be dropped. He was averaging 30. They can't bat. Drop them. I think there were two other batsmen, either one or two other batsmen. I think Holder was in it too. Drop them. They can't bat. We need fresh blood. Bam. Them drop them. Would have put in Casey Carter. Test average 17.95. Ali Catanese, won a season. Test average 20 points something. We have to be careful we don't make those decisions again. We don't make those mistakes. And I ask the question again. Who are the batsmen in the West Indies setup, in the regional setup, who is better than a 50% fit Stephanie Taylor, apart from Matthews and Dutton? So before you think or you say anything about she's what over the hill, she's over the hill. You said expect it. I think you want to say accept it. Well, I don't know, because I don't know. I don't think you're saying accept it, because if you say accept it, you're being rude, because you can't tell me what to accept. So let me read what you said. She's over the hill. Expect it. So let me read it. So let me read it that way. But I'll ask the question again. Who are the batsmen in the West Indies that are better than a 50% Ailey than a 50% Stephanie Taylor. One of the things that I notice about West Indies supporters since I'm doing this for the past 4 years is that they look at the West Indies team and they look at a player from their country and they want that player for their country to get in the team. And as a result, they will pick on 2 or 3 players in the West Indies team and they will pray and hope that those players fail because they want their players to get into the team. So they don't mind if their players, their favorite player, get into the team, even if room burning up. And Roddy Clay and Keith Moore, I say again, who are the players? Stephanie Taylor is coming down the hill. I know that. But who are the players that are coming up the hill that have passed her? They are interviewing Shane Deeds. No, I think that was an old interview. That's one right now. I don't think so. Joss is a better keeper in Test cricket than Hope is in white ball. So where are we going? Joss Kelly G saying that Joss has not been poor in the context of West Indies batters. He should have been picked, especially given his performance in the championship and against the Ashes. Well, I agree that given his performances in the championship, he should have been picked. And what made that performance even more stand out to me in the championship is the man who has been dropped and decided to fight for his place. And he came back and he fought for his place. So I think that he should have been picked based on his performances in the championship. On the first part, when you're saying that he has not been poor according to West Indies batting standard, why I'm not quite in alignment with you there is that my thing is that West Indies standard can't be the norm. Yeah, we should not accept West Indies standard as the norm. So I don't want to align with you there. But definitely, based on his performances in the regional 4-day tournament championship, he should have been included in the squad, in my opinion. Especially that the man realized that he was dropped, came back and fought for his game. And those are the type of things that you really want to see. Sheldon is saying, Sheldon, it may be as he looks awkward at the time, and unfortunately, some remember he dropped more catches than drop catches of Sheldon. It may be as he looks awkward at times, and unfortunately, some remembers his drop catches more than drop catches of any other. To be fair, he's not as bad as some have made him out to be. I explained that earlier in a TKR. Joshua Da Silva is not a good mover. Wicket keeping doesn't come natural to him like it comes to Imlach. So when Joshua da Silva is keeping, he really has to be concentrating. And like any other human beings, we lose our concentration. And in those moments when he loses concentration and don't get the movements right because it doesn't come natural to him, he looks awkward. But when it comes to dismissal behind the stumps, Joshua da Silva is right up there. I made the point because I would have dropped him in Pakistan too. But I made the point that in today's contemporary cricket, you really need a batsman. You really need a wicket keeper, not just for his wicket keeping. But when it comes to performance behind the stump, Joshua da Silva is right up there with the best in the contemporary game. When it comes to performance in front of the stump, he has not been good. And that's why I would have dropped him. However, as I said, based on what he did in the championship, a man who comes back and fight for his game and show that he has the guts for it, I was looking at it and said, he has turned the corner, and this man wanting on my team. This man is fighting for him game, and I'm sure he's not going to drop. He's not going to allow himself to get dropped again. That's how I saw Joshua da Silva. If he said that, I'm going to make sure you don't leave me out of this again. Keith Moore, I'm not going to read those things about Everton Weeks. Answer the question that I asked. You said that Stephanie Taylor should be out of the team. Tell us who, which two, because he's talking about bowling made over. A batsman shouldn't face a made over. Everybody face made over. Steve Smith, how many made over Steve Smith faced since morning? Come, let's get one win to start a new golden era, said Middlepin. Let's hope so. The covers are coming off, so we'll stick around a bit. SOS Music, do your research, man. Because you don't answer the questions that I ask, and you want me, you want me to give you information so that you can go your bar and talk. Do your research and answer the questions that I ask first. Answer the question that I ask. And it is simple. Because that's simple, the SOS. You know a man named Phil Simon from Trinidad? I have not assessed it yet, SOS Music label. And SOS Music, you have to answer my question then, man. We should have never changed names from Dubrise CB to C Dubrise. Since then, it's been a steady decline, Valerie said. Yeah. Lol, they should learn from the football clubs. Who did that? Don't understand that radically. Don't know the point you're trying to make there, sir. Sheldon says Samuel just get beaten 7-1 in the UK. Is that great? No, that is poor. Because Sheldon, and before I say this, I want to say it again that I'm not Sammy out. But look at the numbers. Sammy have lost his last four. Is four? He has lost his last 4 T20 series. Sri Lanka beat him 2-1. England beat us 3-1. One washout. Bangladesh beat us 3-0. And England beat us 3-0. So he has lost his last 4 T20 series. Under Darren Sammy, we have not won an away ODI series, except the series before the World Cup qualifiers was against who? The UAE. That's the only away ODI series that we have won. You know, so this great coach is his numbers doesn't look so great after all. And again, it's the numbers. Yeah? It's the numbers. You know that. So here's what SOS Music Label said. Just doesn't fit the roles of the brand of cricket coach Sammy need. Finally, SOS Label makes a point that I can agree with. Yeah, I don't, as the coach, for me, I support the decision that the coach took. I don't agree with it, but I back the coach. I believe that Joshua Da Silva should be in the squad. But as the coach, I have to back him. And if he, as the coach, because I'm not the coach, if he, as the coach, believe that that player doesn't fit his brand of cricket, so he's not going to pick that player, then you back the decision of the coach. But that's why the coach is ultimately responsible for the performance of the team. And that's why when the team doesn't perform, he must be held accountable. So, all right, I agree with that, SOS. If you think that it doesn't fit the role that the coach wants, I have no problem. Don't pick him. I would have picked him though, but the coach must do. Roddy Clay said, "No, you're talking truth. No, you're talking right thing." I don't. But Roddy Clay, tell me now. Tell me about the lie that I told. You know, because I did not. I don't. Because I would really, if I said something that was not truthful, tell me. I would really like to know so that I don't repeat it. Because if I don't know that I'm telling a lie, I may go ahead and repeat it the next time. So please tell me something that is not truthful so that I won't repeat it. Right? You know, because you said, no, I'm talking truthful. So it means then I was not speaking the truth before. So tell me what lies I was telling so that I don't repeat them, because I'm not entitled to my own facts. I'm entitled to my opinions, but I'm not entitled to my own facts. So if I'm misrepresenting the facts, please tell me so that I don't repeat them. Just did not start off as a keeper. I can see that, Sheldon. He took it up, so he is not as good to spin bowling as Imla. Thank you, Sheldon. SOS, tell me, man, give me the points that makes Sammy a great coach, no, man. Give me the points. Give me the points now. Tell me the points. Tell me. You're Sammy's agent, and you're writing a resume to this community to show us that Sammy is a great coach. So tell us, no, man. I think with Da Silva, you have a quality temperament that is needed in the team. Grit, determination, and bounce back. Absolutely middle pin. Because as making the point earlier, I made the point earlier that Oh, I saw this performance from Da Silva in this regional 4-day tournament. This is a determined gentleman who, for years, he has been warned to improve his game and to work on his game. But because he was always playing, he had not done it. You know? He had not done it. But the moment he got dropped, that complacency has disappeared. And he went and he worked hard. And I really think, in my heart of heart, my gut's feeling is that Da Silva would have been an outstanding batsman for the West Indies going forward from now on. How him not being selected affected him is left to be seen, but I really think that he would have been outstanding. And as I said this morning in my show, I think that's one of the reasons why Nicholas Pooran retired from international cricket, because he's not happy at all that Da Silva, first of all, when Da Silva was not named captain, whether rightfully so or wrongfully so, I don't think I would have named him captain. But I would not have named him captain, right? But the first disappointment for Nicholas Pooran was that Da Silva was not named captain. And these are just my views. And then for him not to be included in the squad, I also think that those things helped Nicholas Pooran to resign. My views. Middle point, he said, I think with Da Silva, you have a quality. Okay, I read that one. So Roddy Clay keep on saying that, no, I'm talking the truth, and he is not telling me what the lies I were talking before. He's trying to use that as an excuse not to answer the question that I asked him about which batsman that is passing Taylor up the hill. SOS not using stats. Not sure if Coach Sammy using it correctly. Well, according to his last interview, because he was really humbled. He was very humble in his last interview. You can see that he realized that just pushing out the stats. Valerie, well, I'm happy to know that SOS is making a day. Yeah, that's good. So you're saying that what brand of cricket DSS 88 playing? Well, but I guess he said in the interview, no, in the release when the squad was selected, that King is picked for a specific role, and I guess SOS can tell us. West Indies fans only use numbers when it suits them, Sheldon. But Sheldon, and this is what I always ask persons, the numbers alone, when you're analyzing it, you if you're analyzing a small sample size, like let's say 3 or 5 matches, or maybe even 10 matches. Well, 10 maybe touch and go. But if you're analyzing a small sample size, like 5 matches, the numbers can be misleading. But if you're analyzing a sample size, like I said, 25 matches, the numbers are hardly misleading. Unless you're going to dig deeper in the numbers, like a Sheo who plays 35 test matches or something like that, and he averages 25.05. But when you dig deeper in the numbers, you realize that in his last 12 matches, he's averaging something like 15 or 16. But overall, if you have a large enough sample size, the numbers always tell your performances. The other thing about the numbers is that I always ask persons, tell me the cricket match that you watch, that it was the numbers that determined the winners. So anytime somebody can tell me that, I stop, look at the numbers. Anytime somebody can point me to a cricket match where the numbers where it was not the numbers that determined the results, I stop put so much emphasis on the numbers. The numbers. Wicket keeping is making catches and not waiting for the ball come to you to catch it. That's why Dujan and Derek Murray used to make catches. Well, that one is a little deep for me, Keith Moore. It's above my head. That one is a little deep for me. I don't understand it. It's a little deep. It's way above my head. England sat match to match because of Cricket World Cup 23, T20 24, and CT 25, Champ 25. And I know you're looking at his performance at match to match performances, but I don't quite understand the stats. With Sammy brand of cricket, we moved T20 team from 9th to 3rd in the world. Am I correct? Of course you are correct. Of course you are correct. The only thing that I would say now, so why did he sack Powell? Why did he remove Powell then? Because Powell was the captain during all that time. Why did he remove Powell? So I think for your information, Bazas won 22 of 35 test matches, and don't forget he won IPL as a coach. Gave good Ashes performance, beat a lot of subcontinent teams, and 100% win record in ODIs and T20s now versus this. Just a minute. Just a minute. Sorry, that was Mrs. Brown calling me. I don't know. What's she doing? Just a minute. Now, if your if your wife video call you and then hang up, and she knows where you are because she's more than likely watching, and she video call you, and then you have to call back, because she probably video call you, because she want you to see what is happening, and so, but apparently the phone just went off, so I had was to call her back because you know, yeah, your video call, if you're in danger or anything, it's always probably can't talk, but you can video call, So sad was the call back. So sorry about that. So where I was now. The fact is, West Indies near the bottom of the cricketing world right now. Yes, And that is true. Ashwan Cameron said that Silva was shortlisted for a captain, but yet still he does not make your team. So why shortlisted him if he's not a sure pick? Captain should be looked at only if you are sure pick in the team. What a brilliant point. Oh my Lord. What a great point. How could you have shortlisted? Who are the other persons that were shortlisted? So the shortlist was Chase, Warwickon, John Camber, Greaves. Who was the fifth? Who was the fifth person? Da Silva was 5. Who is the next person that was shortlisted? So 4 of the. Who was the 6th person? So let me go through it again. 6 persons. I'm trying to go through. Imlak. So of the 6 persons that were shortlisted, 5 are in the squad and 1 is not in the squad. This no need investigation in a Camber. Where you come from with that point? What's wrong with your Camber? Where you come from with that point? This need a deeper investigation. Look at it. So when you look at it that way, Da Silva wasn't left out for cricketing reason then. So 5 of the 6 candidates that were shortlisted are in the squad and the 6th one is not. That's suspicious. And the bigger point is, if he was made captain, it means that a man who could not be in your squad was named captain, and he was only in your squad because he was named captain. Ashwan Campbell, get out of here. Where you come from with that point? Big up. Mr. Brown, how long Sammy coaching? Don't know to be exact, but he has been coaching just towards the end of his playing career. His first job was a player coach at a team in Pakistan. Was it the Peshawar Salami? If memory serves me right, and SOS can remind us because he's a great fan. I think that he got dropped from the team and they used him as a coach and they made him a player coach because he got dropped. Because he has such a motivating influence, so he was part of the coaching setup. Thank you for that confirmation, Roddy Clay. Sammy won PSL and CPL, I guess, for as few years. And he also won 2 World Cup as captain. And, you know, that's one of the things that persons always talk about, that Sammy won 2 World Cup. What have you won? Have you ever done that or so on? And I'm saying that the first thing, there's division of labor. There's division of labor. Say, how to put this now? A man owns a big business. And you know that business people always suing each other for one reason or the other. Some merger thing or so on. But then they go to the courts to determine who is right from who is wrong. Those judges can't run any of those businesses, you know. They don't know how to run any of those business. But the judges have to make a decision which business owner is right from who's wrong. And you can cite many more examples. I'm just showing you a division of labor. So not because I never play for West Indies, not because I never won a World Cup, it doesn't mean that I'm not good at what I'm doing. And it doesn't mean that I cannot critique a coach or a captain who has won a World Cup. It doesn't mean I cannot critique a cricketer who is playing for the West Indies because I can't play. I didn't play for the West Indies. There's division of labor. All of us cannot do the same thing, else this world would be a boring place. And we'll all be poor if we're all doing the same thing. There are division of labors. If every girl was pretty, every girl would have been ugly. The next point about Darren Sammy winning 2 World Cup as a captain is a simple one. Every year we have CXC. Do you want to look a 15, 16, or 17-year-old boy or girl who got a 1 in CXC maths to be teaching your child? Of course, he's successful, yeah. Huh? So there's a difference. So Sammy winning the Cricket World Cup as a coach, put it in the context of a little boy or a little girl getting a 1 in physics. A-level physics, if you ever want to put it in A-level physics. He got a 1. He accomplished the maximum. Do you want that child to come now and teach your child physics before that child goes to teachers college or university to get qualified to become a teacher? You just because the child get the 1 in physics at A level, you want him to be teaching your child? So it's the same way. Sammy win the World Cup, but you want to make sure that he's qualified as a coach first before he coaches the West Indies cricket team. And that's what some persons just don't believe that he's qualified, and that's why he needs to show his qualification. You know, so those are the things. So you see, so that's the way you reason, SOS. That is the way you reason. West Indies lineup isn't anything to defend on numbers. Yes, sure. Did the Indies win? Well, no, the match rain is falling. This rain is still dropping on the camera. So we are just here killing some time. We're just here killing some time and making some comment, and but we have been doing this probably about an hour now. So let me say this. I want to thank all of you for being here. It was a pleasure. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. The Spar Squares 119. So if there's no more rain, West Indies will win. As the thunder blows. So I hope these groundsmen make sure that the pitch wet up when they're taking off the covers. Isn't that? No, so it go. You have to make sure so the pitch wet up when you're taking off the covers. So West Indies is ahead and the Duckworth Lewis Spar scored. We're glad for a victory. Oh, they are taking off the covers now, so probably I shouldn't go away. Also, the sky all clear up. The sky clear up. They're taking off the covers. They have to make some water drop on that thing, man. Oh, West Indies ahead. And the Duckworth Lewis Spar score. We're 128. We're 9 runs ahead. Can you imagine if Chanel Aaron never run out with probably more runs ahead? The par scored were probably about 110. But look like the covers but they're going to take a long time to start, probably in the next half an hour. So, tell you what. If it looks like West Indies is going to win, I'll join you for the last 5 or 10 overs. If we're like 200 for 4 or so, I'll join you. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Have a wonderful afternoon and see you tomorrow morning.